Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Before I get right into that, I'm going to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the Baltimore Ravens, they let yet another game slip away. When you're looking at just where they are right now at 1-2, they lost a game to the Bills this way, and they lost this game to the Lions the way. You're playing down to the competition, and essentially you're not bringing your best A game to the game. And you got to think, the Detroit Lions stuck around. They had confidence. They punched Baltimore in the mouth a couple of times, and eventually Baltimore went backwards. You're looking at just the overall defensive line, and you're asking, is this an ongoing issue? We saw the same things against Buffalo as we saw in Detroit. And it's basically fourth down, they're going for it. Teams are confident against the Baltimore Ravens because the run defense is not holding up. They have several holes on the offensive line, and Lamar Jackson is having to run for his life a lot more often than not. He can stay in the pocket sometimes, but sometimes he's holding the ball too much. But you got to think. The fumbles by Derrick Henry don't help. It's just a number of things going on. Dan Campbell outcoached Harbaugh in that last game. Let's just be clear to ourselves. As much as the gameplay stuck out, Amon Saint, he did his thing, and you got to think, Humphreys was taken advantage of. Some of the best corners on their team were manhandled by the wide receivers and the tight ends and the running backs. Montgomery chose to stick his foot in the ground and says, I'm running forward. I'm taking anybody with me on a ride. So you got to think, they have a lot to lick their wounds about this week, and they got to do it, and they have to get back ready for Sunday because the Kansas City Chiefs are coming in. The Chiefs are confident after beating the New York Football Giants and getting off the defeated streak. And you're looking at Patrick Mahomes and company. They're about to get Rashee Rice back. They're playing a lot better. They're playing Chiefs football now. So I think that as they get healthier, as you start to see more, you're going to start to see more out of the Chiefs. I think Andy Reid is getting more confident in what his team can do, and you're starting to see some of the second-tier guys show up. You're not talking about Travis Kelce. I'm talking about your backup tight ends, your backup wide receivers. They're starting to show up for Patrick Mahomes. They're starting to understand their role, and they're like, hey, I can make a difference on this team. Hey, it's nobody really doing it right now. I can step up and be a playmaker on this team. And the biggest thing is for the defense. When you see defense, young corners, young linebackers start to get active. That's what you're starting to see from the Chiefs. And this confidence early on is just building them up to where later in the season they're going to be needed. They're going to be box office. So in this one here, I expect Baltimore to be regular back to Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson's going to go back to using his legs a lot more. And they're going to run the football. The key to winning for Baltimore is running the football. Yes, you can pass the ball. Yes, you can go to Zay Flowers. Yes, you can go to D-Hop. Yes, you can go to Bape. So you have a lot of weapons, but you got to get back to your fundamentals. When you're running the football and you're putting the fear of God in everybody, that's when you're at your strongest. That's when you allow your defense to rest and not have to be on the field so often and be in situations where they're gassed or they're tired. I think this is what the formula is needed, and I think they'll be able to take full advantage of the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like right now they're a better football team, even though the record is not exactly saying, hey, we're just a great team. Baltimore has to get on track, and the way that they do that is beating a Kansas City Chiefs team that's not at 100% right now. So I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to pull the win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Both these teams, this could be a rematch for the playoffs, folks. So definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for next week's predictions and breakdowns. We'll see you on the next episode.